I hate it here. They do not have beds. Some weirdo put this really cryptic, bizarre message into my mailbox. Extended warranty, poor. Aha! Secret message! Amidst the shadows where secrets dwell, I extend the proposition. Can I get a more clear secret message, please? Just a regular note. Perfect. Hey there, I've got an amazing offer for you. I'll do it. Quest directions. Head up to the floating portal you've never seen before. Fair enough. Okay. Yes. Oh, whew. Feel good. I got it. I got this. Okay. Whew. You know. Ah! Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh gosh, he came through. Okay. Shh. I guess we just go forth. What's this? Whatever. I'll take it under advisement. You'd think that there would be a boat here. I know. The thing wants me to build the cherry palace. And lo and behold, we have emerged forth into a cherry biome. There's a path. We'll follow it. Nothing bad could happen. Don't do that, kids. Don't follow that. That's bad advice. Good advice. Please like the video. Subscribe to the channel. It's free. Here's a list of materials. Not to worry. I will also put those in the description. Start this build with a 21 by 21 square strip cherry. Bring the corners up an additional 8 and connect the tops. As you're wrapping that up, get ready to do like a crossbar in the middle between these two. It's going to leave a 3-block gap both on the top and bottom, as you can see. And then just continue that all the way around. The next thing we're going to do is mark where each vertical pillar is going to go, and what is going to happen there too is going to leave a 3-block gap. Now you do that for all of them, top and bottom, all the way around. The 3-block gap will exist on both the top and bottom, so just carry it on around. On the top half of these cherry logs, bring in slabs, and they go every other one, and they start on the actual in there. So, every other one, all the way around, like you see me doing. We're going to be working on trim when we finish up with this, and it's important to note that the last place that the cherry trim stops being a straight line is right at this point, and that is on the second slab in on the trim that goes directly against the, I guess you'd call that just like a detail or an embellishment, but this is going to be true on all the sides. Come here. The last part where the last bit where the straight, oh my gosh, the last place where the trim is straight, what you do, and so on the next space, which is a space here with no detail bit there, is that's when you start going up. The way that you do that is interesting and can be frustrating because we're working with half slabs. So the way that slabs work is like this. They each take up a particular part of a full block. So a slab can either take up the top part of a full block or the bottom part of a full block. And when you place slabs in such a configuration to where they are creating the top and bottom half of a full block, notice the way the targeted area changes then into a full block. That is saying, hey, they have now transformed from 2 slabs into a full block. And they will do that if you have put, like I said, a bottom one and a top one together. They will not do that if you put a top one and a bottom one together. And the way you can tell if they're going to break as individual slabs or as an entire block is by according, I mean, if you can't quite tell that you put it on the bottom half of one and the top of the other, just target it. If it's targeting separately, you'll be able to break them separately. That's it. And it's not complicated, it's just something you do have to remember whenever you're working building. Come in to the second block in, like we've talked about, and I'll show it again. Second block in. Second block in, and what you're going to need to do is put a block on top of this second slab in, and at that point it is going to convert to a whole block. That's fine. Just use it to go a half slab off, or to go a slab off of the top half of that block. Ooh, that's a mouthful. Didn't replace that. Okay. Since we are here, it's a good place to begin the corner detail, that part that comes up. This is the part that can get tricky and frustrating. So, observe. The first little part that goes up by a half slab and is 2 blocks long. So we will need to bring this up by a half slab, okay, and make it 2 blocks long. We will be able to just break out the temporary block that we placed, because these 2 blocks, although they look like a full block, comprise of the bottom half of a full block and the top half. They're not going to come together and form a full block under that circumstance, so you're going to be able to knock it out like that. So we need to bring it up by 1. Okay, do you see that convert into a full block? We're going to have to break it out temporarily, replace it, but we did get our height that we needed. Now for this corner block, and just for reference, there's only 1 of them. There are 2 of everything else on the corners, but there's only 1 full block on the corner, from which the other 2 lines are going to angle down. But let's get that full block going, and the way that we're going to achieve that is like so. Come off that block and then up 2. Okay, you're going to be able to break this out and bring this line of trim down, and we'll do it again. We'll get a close up of doing it again. It can be frustrating, just hang with me. So we need to go up by a half slab and over 2. So up, over, can break, separate targeting. Now we need to go up with just 1. Up, over just the 1. Can break, but gonna have to replace the bottom half of that. No problem. Alright, and then the corner one, a single block, up, forms a solid block. We can break out the bottom, not an issue. Alright, the way that you wrap these corners around, do each of these the same way every time. It's going to help you, I promise. Start with the single half slab, bang, bang, bring it around. Come to the bottom ones. You can bring this one all the way around, but don't bring this one all the way around. Just bring it there, and then build 2 here. So it's like that. Do them all the same. That'll keep you straight. I will demonstrate. Allow me to demonstrate how that can get confusing. Hold please. Nether brick slab. Okay. The way it comes up, take a look here. The roof part of this, that is not the trim part. This is the trim, this is the roof. The roof comes up above the trim so that you can see it right here. That I found was one thing that was confusing me. So, part of the reason is this. Dang it. Part of the reason is this. Okay, when you're going to run your first course, as you'll see, see how that worked. Now, let me think of how do I want to explain this, because I did this differently. Well, the way I did this in the tutorial was I had y'all break this one, add this, and bring that up 1 so that you could see it peek, like this is a half slab above the trim. But then I remembered after the fact, oh right, that's gonna have to be actually the cherry wood trim. So after the fact, when I'm doing all the lines, I come and I break it again to get that trim piece. So honestly, do as I say, not as I do. Honestly, you know, it kept me straight a little bit on how my courses, which is one iteration of this nether brick, that's one course of the roof. It's easier to show up here. This is one course of roofing, and this is another. As it goes up, each level is called a course. On this first course, it helped me to keep it straight, to actually do that whole replacing thing with the nether brick. So y'all do whatever is easiest for you. That is just what worked out well for me. If you're doing it the way that I did it, which is to first have this nether brick here to just, you know, help keep our lines in place, you would have this here, and that is above there, and that's peeking up above there. And you would complete your course and then do the next, you know, 2 corners. So roofing, this can be complicated, but no worries. Just, we'll go slow. Back up the video if you need to. Pause. Do what you need to do. I am going to include all the footage of the trim getting put on here. I am going to speed it up a little though. As we finish this up, it'll be time to start thinking about the first roofing course. This is what that looks like. Okay, I came in, I broke whatever blocks I needed to make it so that those 2 in the corner could stick up above the other 2, like this, like that, and like we already discussed. See, and then come off of the bottom part of that, and that will give you your half slab rise up over the trim. And bring it around and do it so that there are 4 courses. We're going to do 4 courses of roofing, 1 course of trim, which I am now going to time lapse most of. Not all, but most. After you finish the 4th course, it's important to note there is a 5th course, but it's stairs. Get a row of those in place all the way around the top, and then we will move on to the next thing. And that next thing being composters. This is another case of do as I say and not as I do, though. I made a mistake laying this out, and I came up, you'll see, hold please. I came up too many. So what I did was I came up 1, 2, 3, 4, and I placed on the 4th block. There should only be 3. Technically, it should have come up 1, 2, and placed on the 3rd. That's okay. Bring a line of full blocks, cherry planks, around the top of the top composter, and then place oak stairs on the front of those. When that is done, put another full block cherry planks on top of the stairs, bring them around. When you are finished, come back in with upside down stairs, cherry, another row, just all the way around the top. We're building it up and out at this point. We are heading, you see that line angling outward? That is what we were aiming for. Alright, at this point, come in with unstripped cherry, just cherry wood. I've got the variety here that's got the bark on all the sides. Bring that around and take note, you're bringing it around on the inside, not the outside. Come around after that with bamboo trapdoors, like so. Open them all. At this point, bring in another row of the unstripped cherry wood on top of the first row. We'll bring it all the way around. And at some point, use that to get yourself 2 blocks of space between that and this first row of trim. And I'm not going to go into detail on the trim because we've done that already. It's the same exact trim as it is on the bottom. It is time to bring up the second roof level. We're going to run 4 courses of the nether brick slabs here as well. So go ahead. Same thing as the bottom. You're going to want the 2 peeking up and over the 2 pieces of trim there on the front. Same thing, no different. Come off the bottom side to start your first, or I'm sorry, the bottom half. There you go. Just start your first course and come up 4 courses. When you begin the next row, which is a full block of the cherry wood, make sure you lay one down to begin with, like you just saw me do, so that you can get that row in and you're not placing it down on top of that 4th row of roofing. You do want it in set. And then you're going to come up, and if you want, just copy what I'm doing. The roof comes up 2, 2, and then 2 in the center. So it's fairly simple. Okay, so do that for each one. Bring those peaks up, 2, 2, and then 2 in the center. Or this time, 2 in the center, one more time. Back up and get some good old perspective on it, and then start filling it in. This is yet another one of those do as I say and definitely don't do as I do. Just fill the roof in, follow each line around, kind of like I'm doing now, but not like I'm fixing to. In fact, I'm going to speed it up so you can't even see what I've done. It's so embarrassing. I just start spamming blocks willy-nilly wherever I feel like, no pattern, and I'm not even thinking about the fact that I'm trying to record a tutorial. I'm just block spamming. So I'm going to save you dear people from that and speed right through it. Although if you can hear that rumbling, it's thunder. Oh, now I'm going to speed. See how nice? It all worked out in the end. Oh, it all worked out in the end. Come along the top, and you're going to replace the very tippy top of the roof with the cherry full blocks. They're cherry blocks. I don't know why I can't get that through my head. I want to call them planks. They're just cherry wood blocks for people. This is what you should have going on. Congratulations. We're about to get to work on the trim, or rather the details that make up all the finer parts of this build, not structural. We are taking cherry wood staircases and placing them one each in the corners of these 3x3 openings we created, except for the middle. I broke out the bottom where it went across, and now I'm putting in what is going to be the entrance. Oak, just kind of follow along. This is an afterthought. I am building this on the fly right in front of y'all. So just follow what I'm doing. The only major difference, once this actual roofing gets into play, I finished it out in pure like cherry wood, And that is not how the actual finished build turns out. I just use this cherry as trim on the outside, and I use nether brick on the inside of the actual roofing to make it match the rest of the build. So, just follow along. The roof pattern is 2, 2, 2 again, 2, 2, 2, 1 in the middle. So actually that makes it 2, 2, 2, 2. But follow along. And if you don't want to have to be breaking out a bunch of blocks, only do this cherry wood on the very exterior of this roof to make it trim, and then do the interior portion of the roof in nether brick so that it matches. Like this right here, the one I'm targeting, that will be nether brick. So, oh, and yeah, don't forget to do your upside down and right side up staircases in your right angles. All of them are going to have them on this. Also, we're going to put an upside down staircase up here, center top. So this, there. See? Put the upside down staircase and a slab and another slab, and we will hang a lantern from that eventually. Go ahead and come all the rest of the way around the build with these cherry stairs, except these two corners on either side, like this. You'll see, not on the front and back, but on these either right and left sides. You'll need to do the corners like this. So do that. Let's go ahead and fast forward through the rest of getting all these detail bits in. And then come around and put cherry trapdoors on each of the spaces in between the staircases all the way around on the outside. Trailer park. Nope, do not. Around the outside. Alright, the next move is to get your bamboo trapdoors, and we're going to go inside. We're going to go inside to place these. So, and here's where you're going to find out why we can't have them all the way around and meeting in those corners, why we had to have those single columns on the two sides. Trapdoor, 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 trap. You have to skip this spot because you couldn't get two sets of trapdoors to close if they're butted up together. So, mystery solved. That's why we have to have it this way. But yeah, go ahead around all of the spaces that have the circle, the cherry staircase, cherry trapdoor circle, and do the bamboo like I'm doing. The bamboo trapdoors like I'm doing. And then you're going to actually come around and do 3 rows of bamboo trapdoors to cover the entirety of each one of these circles. So let's go ahead and speed that up and get through that part. When you're done, you should have a look like that, where all of the insides of those circles are covered up with bamboo trapdoors. Next up, we're going to be bringing in oak staircases. They're going to go along the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, but not that center part, and tops of these circles, or these, 3 by 3 squares. These staircases are going along the bottom and top borders of those. Even the ones that aren't a circle, we are putting the staircases. So the ones on the edges where we had to put a line of solid blocks in the middle, even that one gets staircases, like we're about to see when we round. Okay. Like we're about to see there. Staircases there too. Do I need to say do this all the way around? I feel kind of bad if I don't say it, and I also feel kind of bad if I do say it. Do it all the way around. get your fence posts, your oak fence posts, and we need to come around with this kind of detail that you're seeing here. Just on the areas in between the upside down staircases, we're going to be lining with the oak fence posts. All the way around. I did a little impromptu detail work on this entrance, so it's oak fence posts and upside down staircases and trapdoors. Ultimately, we make this a circle, and so I will just have you replicate what I'm doing here. It is exactly the same as the circles we made on those bottom holes in the build, or whatever they call them, bottom openings. It's a classic circle. Mythical sausage is where I learned that. It's 3 blocks, staircase, trapdoor, staircase, circle every time. So that's the entrance. And now come around with the oak trapdoors. And these are your upside down staircases that are on the top above those 3x3 openings where we just put all that bamboo. We are now putting oak trapdoors to be kind of like, they'll be like balcony railings. So do this all the way around. I guess I'm just committed to saying all the way around. Forgive me, I don't mean it to be offensive. Or I could just say, moving forward, do everything all the way around. I'll still say it. Come in with cherry fence posts, okay, in each of the tops of these things. Fill those in. Those are going to serve as backing for you to be able to place banners on the outside. So you're not actually going to see them. It's not actually important then that they're cherry, but they're cherry in this example. And just as I alluded to a moment ago, come in with banners and put them directly on these fences. Again, not important that the fences are cherry, they could be anything. Although, you can see a little bit through there in between the banners. You might, let's just make these cherry. I think they'll look best cherry. This is the part where I figure out that I've made a mistake. So remember the composters? I left 3 blocks of space in between them instead of only 2. So the way that I'm going to compensate for that is I'm going to bring in another row of composters under this top row. I'll put fences on that as well, but then that will leave me the small gap that I actually needed because I designed the trim to only be a block high. You'll see. So here we go. I'm bringing in this extra row of composters, and see, it makes a smaller gap to do the smaller trim that I made. Come in and put birch trapdoors down on all the tops of these composters. And then also along the bottom side of the top row of composters, and make sure they're all open, gosh, hopefully in some better fashion than I've done. Actually, that's not a bad row. It was challenging coming up with or having a system where I was closing them all one right after the other. Oh, it was hard. Okay, so come in with the fences on every other one, and then put a gate in between, like so. Alright, back up, take a look. You should be having a look like this. Come in, and now we start this roof trim weirdness. Just watch what I'm doing. I've already kind of explained it, gone over it once. it's this. We're making a line on the diagonal between the corners of the roof and then the corners of each building portion of the structure. And take a look up at the top here. This one, the next one, this top one, not like that, but like that, a staircase. Okay, that gives it a little bit cleaner of a look. It meets the edge better. Watch. Nice, right? Yeah. So just keep doing that, breaking out the nether brick and replacing with cherry to make these lines like this. And do that for each corner on both the top roof and the bottom. Coming along the top with the cherry fence posts to do this roof detail. And then I am doing stripped oak for the floors. I can't remember if I actually used stripped birch and changed it. I think this is oak. It looks darker. But stripped oak for these floors on the top level. Fill in with bone blocks for your walls. We're gonna punch out door openings here in a minute. But just for now, oops, this is a mistake. No. There we go. Behind the cherry, not level with it. Leave holes big enough for doors. I use cherry doors, and then I'm finishing off with oak trim around just to kind of tie the top to the bottom. Now we come in, and on every other slab, we're going to put a slab, and at the end of the day, this is going to give us kind of a more textured look for the roof. So every other slab, you put one, and you wind up with this kind of look that we're achieving right here. This is a platform. It doesn't matter what you make it out of. It's a platform to stand on so that you can, after you place your hopper under the eave, which you're going to see here in a second. So you're going to place the hopper under the eave and then a chain into the hopper, and you're hopefully going to avoid opening the hopper gooey, but unlike me. Then you take bamboo trapdoors and come around the outside of the lantern, and then close them, and then crouch. Crouch and then place the second round of bamboo trapdoors on the first round of bamboo trapdoors. And sometimes mistakes like what you just saw happen is very frustrating. I did find that as long as you stand directly under the lantern and look up at it, you're pretty safe. You don't mess up that second trapdoor placement. So, but after you're done, you're good to break the platform and then go around do it for all the other sides, top and bottom, plus this little guy in the middle. At the end of the day, you should have something that looks like this, pretty close to it. I've done some work on the inside. Take a look. This is what we have going on for the inside. So you guys can let me know if you want to see an interior video. I don't know if I'll do one, but I'm going to do the interior. But let me know. I see comments on a lot of these kind of videos where you guys are asking for interiors, so surely I will build one and show it to you. Y'all will just have to let me know. That was almost a spoiler. Y'all will just have to let me know if you want a tutorial. Thank you guys so much for coming to my video. I hope you built this, and if you do, I hope you take pictures and post them. You guys can catch me on Twitch sometimes. I have a Discord. All the information is going to be down in the description. I will say this, it's not up and running yet, but I am currently building a Patreon. And on there, if you decide to become a member of my Patreon, when I do have it up and running, I am going to be putting just like schematics of these, light manica schematics of these builds. So if there are some of you that just prefer to kind of just do it the relaxing way and place it on in with the Lightmatic, why, you know, who could blame you? Who could blame you? And that'll be there on the Patreon, but not quite yet. Not quite yet. So thanks, you guys. I hope everybody has a great day, and come back and see me. We'll see what we get up to.